technically, you should be able to hear me now. If not, then I have mucked something up. But yeah, I'm going to wait until I have double-checked the audio before I carry on. Alright then. Hello, welcome to the first round of the RLC League, essentially. There's not much going on right now. We're counting down to qualifying. Hopefully the timer's correct. It should be 2 minutes and 53 seconds or so until qualifying actually starts. But before qualifying starts, we have some information to go over. This is, of course, round 1 of the RLC INDYCAR. That would mean it is at Watkins Glen, which is a track in America. Because, of course, INDYCAR is in America. The entire series as a whole will have tracks going through till the 7th of September. That is our entire Season 1 schedule, if you are interested there. Some of them are road tracks, some of them are street circuits, and a couple of them are speedways, i.e. they go around in a circle for a very long time. It's a bit sore on your muscles, though, because you've got to continually turn in one direction. If you've got force feedback on, that would be. Apart from that, though, we have a hot lap, if I can get it up there. There should be a hot lap for you. Should work. This will show you the rough idea of where the track should go. It is done by me, though, because, and because of that, it'll be pretty bad. But I'll let you watch that. While you're watching that, my audio should be better now. That should be better for you, since someone complained, I think. And there you have it. That was a hot lap. A pretty bad hot lap. That is around 3 or 4 seconds off of where they actually want to be on their countdown lap, qualifying laps. You can see it's 5 seconds qualifying as well. Pretty well timed, if I do say so myself. But before qualifying actually begins, because qualifying, as with most things, will be slightly late, we can have a look at the basic gist of what RLC INDYCAR will be. If you haven't done or watched any INDYCAR before, you'll get the rough idea that they are cars going around the track. But for those who are more motorsport inclined and more informative on the motorsport side of things, it is a 9-race calendar. As I said, there are multiple tracks. 6 of them will be road courses. 1 will be on a street circuit, think Monaco, but in America. 2 of them will be ovals, going round and round and round again and again and again. Lots of fun. Maybe not to watch, but incredibly interesting if you are the one in the race. It's a great race of attrition. That's the word I was looking for. These races will be every Tuesday, once a week, of course, up until, what would be the time again? Let's double check. Up until the 7th of September. Yes, that is when the last race will be. We are about to start our 15-minute qualifying session here, which will be then coming before our first race, and then a reverse grid race as well. I will ask you to bear with. This is the first ever time any of us have done a RLC-based IndyCar anything. So the people who are in it will not know the procedures. The people who are running it have done this for the first time. So give them a bit of, a bit of support there in terms of they probably are going to get one or two things wrong at the very least. But we should have our qualifying starting in a second here. I think I may be able to show you someone on a track. Let's give it a go. No, I'm not. That's going well indeed. Yes, I am. There we go. Yes, we have our first car on track. Andre Joda has gone straight off and stopped on the track, so that's not the perfect start for him. If we look at someone else, we've got Embassy out on track here. As you can see at the top, we've got our 14 minutes left of qualifying, as it is a 15-minute qualifying session before that first race. We can, however, ride on board here of Embassy as he starts his first flying lap of the session. He's on those red marked tires. Of course, the red marked tires are the tire of choice in qualifying. They are the faster tire. They are the speedier tire, and they will give you a faster lap time. So that's him. He's gone through the first corner. He's straddled that curb pretty quickly. He's got traffic. There's people in front of him. That's going to slow him down. That is not a good start to his lap. God. People don't want to be getting in his way. Like I said, this is the first time anyone's done it, though. So they may, bugger it up, essentially. But he's getting a nice toe down this right here. As you see, he goes into the section here. I don't know if he's meant to really touch those curbs. He seems to have gone pretty wide. I'm not entirely sure how track limits are working. I don't think there are track limits at the current moment in time because this is our first season. We don't want people to be, invalidating every lap time in the set when they've never raced in the car before. The lap time aim here, I think, is a 1:25 as he gets very sideways up the hill there. Very sideways indeed. Someone's asking for the track. We'll look at that after Embassy here has finished his lap. He's coming into the third and final sector here. He's gone very wide again, but he's got a good traction off those curbs, so it hasn't hampered him too badly. He's coming around again. He hasn't gone on the wall. A lot of people hit that blue wall you'll see there. You'll probably see a few people clubber that wall in not so nice a way. Wow, what the hell was that noise? Jeez. Was that his first lap, or was that... He's on pole position. He did a 1:26 dead. I think we're expecting into the 1:25s, so we'll see if he gets that eventually. My tower here is not updating, which is great. It'll update eventually. The overlays will hardly work. I'll give you that. They are very tricky to get working in Assetto Corsa. But let's see if there's someone else to spectate while I go and show you the rounds. Couple of you are asking for the rounds again. There you go. Watkins Glen is the one we're at today. You can see it highlighted. Next week we have Road Atlanta. Then we have, after that, our first oval, which is the Texas Speedway. Then we've got Barber Motorsports Park, which I'm not entirely sure where that is. It might be a street circuit. Then you've got Detroit, and you've got Indianapolis, Portland, Road America, and Laguna Seca. I have probably murdered the pronunciation, Phil, but it's fine. I'm not American. I don't need to know the exact pronunciations. But we've got someone starting a lap here, so let's go back to our actual IndyCar here. Starting a lap, Multi97, I think is this person's name. They've got a nice livery, do they? Let's see. Everyone's not everyone, but a couple of people have made their own liveries for this series, because you can do that, of course, unlike in the F1 game. He's got a black and white style livery there. He's done... you'll see that little one dot as well. I'll give you some more information. That one dot on the little overlay we have there means they've pressed the push to pass button. The push to pass button gives you a bit more speed in a straight line. Think of it like DRS or KERS, essentially. It's more like manual ERS, I guess, is my basic understanding of it. But I'm an idiot, so let's see how that understanding goes for the time being. For his first sector here, I think we're going to have first sector time soon as he comes up the hill here. 52.790. He hasn't set a time yet, so we don't know exactly. That's 500 off the time we're trying to beat. Finally, our leaderboard has come up. Finally, goddammit. 126.0 is what he's trying to beat. He is a second off that in the first sector alone, which is not really that good. You're going to be going a bit faster than that, really. And someone has informed me that push to pass is an extra turbo pressure fan. if you want the proper explanation, as our lovely driver we're on board with there decides to not start his lap. Thank you so much for that. Let's go on board with someone else here. Embassy again. He's in second, as you'll see. He's on a 1:26.0. I think he's maybe starting a lap here or finishing a lap. We'll see in a second. Comes across the line. He's finished a lap. Never mind then. All of this excitement for nothing. Absolutely. You'll see a livery fill there. Yellow, light blue, and sparkly dark blue. That is one of my favorite liveries here. Purely for the sparkles, because sparkles are, of course, incredibly cool. Especially on an F1 car. Have we ever had a sparkly F1 or Indy or anything car, for that matter? I don't think we have. Very cool indeed. On board, Phil, with Outer Rim, otherwise known to some people as Matt. He's up by 0.909 of a second there in the first sector. As he comes down the straight, he's on the curves, but he's not touching them enough, I'd say. He's definitely touching the grass too much. That is really not where you want to be, Matt. Goodness me. He's really mucked that one up. I don't think he's going to carry on with that lap, sadly, and he definitely shouldn't. Hey-ho. McNeish! We're on board with another Scotsman here. I don't know where exactly he is. He's on a straight. We'll find out soon. He's coming to the end of the first sector there. You had a 52.7, which I think is wrong. Again, like I said, the overlays in this game are always wrong, which is bloody annoying. But hey-ho. He's used one push to pass on this lap, if that's correct, as we come into the second sector here. This is a tricky part, I would say, for my own driving instead as well. You have to go up this hill. You have to go really further in than you think you want to go to get the drive through and up the hill. Something that I can't do, because I'm rubbish. That's why I'm sat here commentating other better drivers for you. As he goes a bit wide there, he completely misses the apex there. He's got some higher upshifts there, and I don't really think he wants to be in. Maybe. Depends. He's in third, coming out the corner. Is that where you want to be? I don't know. I don't know. It feels slow, but normally when it feels slow, it's actually pretty darn fast. As he comes around the final corner, is he coming into the pits? Yes, he is. It was slow. I was correct. My knowledge on this is not exactly correct. As someone has pointed out to me, you'll see on the top left, Lance is doing a 1:24.8. He is a second and a bit faster than everyone else on the grid. Good God. What a lap time he's set there. That is too fast. Too fast. I predicted a 1:25 something for the pole position time. We've got a 1:24.8 so far, with only one person even getting into the 1:25s with Andre? I don't know. We'll find out who And actually is in a second. We're on board, or we're following at least, someone called Costa here in a black and light grey car as he comes into the second sector here. Someone's asked, can they join in the middle of a session? You can if you've got 6 minutes left. It depends. Well, I guess if you're registered, in the league, you can. If you're not registered, then no, you should have been registered before the league begun. But yes. Let's see, do I have any fancy stuff I can do? I'm not sure. We'll find out soon. But yes, Ikosa's coming into the final sector here. Is he up on his time? I don't know. We've got broken overlays again, but hopefully everything should be roughly a-okay as he comes around the final corner. Was it a fast lap? Was it not? It looked pretty fast. Not the fastest, though, as he goes 1:26 dead. It was faster, and by a second and a bit, too, as he stops dead on the track. Of course, these IndyCar drivers can just press a back to pits button and teleport their highly expensive IndyCars around the world, because that makes sense. Well, it's a game at the end of the day. We don't need realistic things like that. 2:56 goes fourth. He sets a 1:26 dead as well. Not many people are managing to get into those 1:25s. They're also close, but also close is not enough. And Mr. 56 there is in third, or fourth, sorry. Fourth he is. But yep, you'll see our time has turned yellow with 5 minutes of qualifying remaining. I think we'll have some extra time after that, but that will be it. There's 5 minutes and then our race. Let's see if they can actually get a good lap in here. He's coming up the hill. Is he gonna manage it? Let's find out. Is he he's nearly on the grass as he comes through, but he's not really taking much curb. I don't think he's taking as much speed as he could through that corner. Oh, he's hit the wall. That's definitely not enough speed. That is a horrible exit, horrible entry, horrible result, and he stays 7th. He stays in a terrible position, sadly. Now, let's see who is starting a lap and who is not starting a lap. The lovely system we have here does not go in order of who is who, which is great. I just have to randomly find people and hope they're on track. Andre there at 250 cents. We've got, is this outer rim, Matt? I think it is. Can we go on board with him there? Oh, he doesn't take much curb on the inside of that little bus stop chicane, as some people have called it, but he's not good on the grass this time, and that is the oh so important thing when it comes to Matt. Last time he went on the grass and he set a 126.2, which is really not where he wants to be. But as we come around the corner here, he doesn't really get a good exit there. He should have gone a bit faster. I think Matt might be on an outlap, you know? But I don't think Embassy is. Embassy is, while he's hurling down to this first corner, how is he managing that? He's hugging that inside curb. No one's managed to do that yet. That is the first time someone's hugged that inside curb from entry to exit. God, that's good. That is very good, as he does the same thing again, hitting the apex ideally there, in the ideal position, as he does the same again. No wonder this guy is setting 124.8. He's doing a bloody good job at driving the car. As you'd imagine, being a second or two faster than the entire bloody league. Oh, but he hits the wall. He doesn't want to be doing that. Now, was this a lap or was this an outlap? Comes across the line. He's not faster at the very least, but I think our overlays are wrong. That was an official lap, and he has not gone faster. He's going to have time to come around and do another one. We'll find out soon. We'll find out very soon if my bloody keybinds would work. They do. Huzzah. Fraserheim is either starting or finishing a lap. We'll find out soon, I guess. As he comes into the first corner, he doesn't touch the inside curb. He goes very wide. That's not the ideal line. COS goes second. I will double check with who exactly that is in the future, but we're on board with someone who might be going faster than 8th right now if they can get a good lap in. That would be, oh, he takes a lot of the inside curve. Oh, he loves these curves. Goodness me. As we've now got someone running in 10th, finally, 128, which is 4 seconds slower, just about. But this guy looks fast, wouldn't you say? He's hitting most of the apex. He's got some good traction off the curbs. If he would carry this on, it could be a good lap for him. Let's go from some other views, though. Is there anyone further up the order here? Costa is second. Can he get into the 124s? He needs to. If he's a half second off there, I don't think he's going to manage it. He needs to get close to Embassy there first, if he wants any chance of getting pole position in the first ever race here. Costa's Costa, by the way. I don't have a list of names. I'm struggling here. Costa, there we go. Andre is in third. I was right. Yes, my list is moderately correct. We're on a roll. We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds of qualifying left as Costa comes round the final bend. He taps the wall, but he doesn't get sent flying. He is lucky as hell as he sets a time that is a 125.8, which is a second off just about Embassy's time there. Is he going to go straight for another lap? I think he is. I think he's gone straight for another lap here. Do we stay on board? Do we not? No, we don't, because he has decided to quit that lap. Tire temperatures are probably too high, but we've got our pole sitter here. Embassy, he is doing another lap. He's had the time. Let's see how this lap goes. Let's see why he's going so fast. He hugs the inside curb on the straight. Will it result in a good time? I don't know, because the overlays are wrong. Oh, he cuts a lot of that curb. He's taking a different line to everyone there. No wonder he's getting some time for that first sector. No one has gone that far over the curbs yet. I assume most people would say, in my own opinion, it would be too slow because, you know, curbs are bouncy, curbs are not where you want to put your car. But I guess when it comes to IndyCar, curbs are exactly where you want your car to be. Hey-ho. 14 seconds of qualifying left as Outer Rim sets a new time of 126.1 to go 8th, which is the third last time right now, as this is a lovely camera angle there. Got some nice blur, doesn't it? but that's qualifying finished. We're in overtime. Who's going to set another lap time here? The 10 runners we have today. I think it's meant to be 14. I think 4 people have not turned up. Sucks to be them, eh? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars on track, I think. Lance Embassy here being one of them as he comes around the final bend. He hits the wall. We haven't seen him do that. He must be pushing. Is it going to be good enough? It's, yes, it is. It's a 1:24.8. He goes faster yet again by a minute margin, but it is faster and it is better. Let's see if anyone else is on track. No, they're not. I think that is the end of qualifying here as Multi-97 comes to a halt on the track. I think we might be done here. No, we're not. McNeish is on a lap. McNeish can give us some more entertainment here. Is he going to do anything, any miracles here? I think he can set a 1:25. I think he has done that in practice, but he is a half second off his old time in the first sector already. If our overlays are correct, he's taken a lot of the curbs. He's not really hitting the apex there. He's going wide. His tire temperatures must be going through the roof there because he's not getting any real grip through that corner. As he leans onto the right-hand side tire now through that corner, doing it pretty good. Up the hill here, the most tire, it's a hardship of his corner on the tires is probably the worst on the track. As he's a 0.6 off there, 1.6 off. That is not good if the overlays are right. He comes in here, he kind of misses the apex. He's a bit doubtful on the entry. He didn't really know where to put the car. I don't think he's quite confident enough, really, to get a good lap out consistency like some of the top 3 are. Which is probably why he's in 10th. I'm sorry, McNeish, but it might be the reasoning there. Hey-ho. Let's see if always he comes around the final corner. He's used some push to pass on this lap. Will it be good enough? He's not. Oh, no, it's not. He's already passed a 1:24, a 1:27.3, which is a faster lap for McNeish, but it's still 2.5 seconds off the lead time. When will qualifying end? Is my question. Overtime started, about 4 minutes ago, and we're still going. I'm incredibly curious when this qualifying session is actually going to end, but I think everyone's in the pits here. Yes, they are. Bar one car, who seems to be... I don't know what he's doing. What is the bumpy flump, otherwise known as the champ, to some people doing? I don't know, but I don't think he's meant to be there, that's for sure. Anyway, while we're waiting, let us go back to the round selection here. Of course, I don't have any really between session stuff yet. If you've got any ideas, tell me. But while we're waiting for the race to begin, I'll leave you with that graphic there. For anyone who has been joining us mid-race or mid-session here, we've come to the end of qualifying. It is the Watkins Glen IndyCar track with the RLC race. Race here is about to start. Countdown is 1 minute and 20 seconds. We have to wait for the race to start. 1 minute and 20 seconds of filler. What are we going to do for 1 minute and 20 seconds? Well, we'll find out soon, I guess. Basic introduction? I guess so. There are 19 of you watching right now. So, when I did this, there was 5 of you watching. So I'm going to give you a bit more of an introduction. Since we've never done this before. Right. So, what do we have here? This is the IndyCar Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa is, of course, a racing simulation game, and IndyCar is a mod you can get for the game. It is specifically, for anyone very interested, the VRC IndyCar mod, which allows us to drive in some very, very cool little cars indeed. There are 9 races on the RLC calendar here, which we'll get to in a second. 2 oval, 1 straight, 6 road courses. The difficulty there is kind of in order. The oval circuits are not very demanding when it comes to your driving ability, but they are very physically demanding because of the kind of effect of turning one direction all race for like 90 laps. The straight circuits are tight, they're bendy, and they're very hard to get right, and if you don't get it right, then you're kind of buggered. The 6 road courses, though, are a bit more like F1 and some other race tracks you may have seen in real life. They're kind of cool, they're kind of nice, and they're kind of good. There are, of course, a World Driver Championship and a World Constructors Championship. We can't show you any standings yet because we haven't finished a race yet, but we're gonna start a race in 47 seconds. 47 seconds until he actually manages to start... He manages. Everyone here manages to start a race. Will it go well? We'll find out soon. I hope it goes well. There's a lot relying on this, really, isn't there? Quite a lot. Here you go then. Watkins Glen, 5 lights. 5 lights are out. Formation lap starts. That is a good point to point out. Well, they do have 5 lights there. We're gonna have to wait for them all to slowly track around, trace themselves around the track. One oddity is, I have a car on the track because that's how spectating works. I don't know if I meant to move my car out of the way. We're gonna find that one out in a second. If I show you that in a second. Oh, got some nice overlays there. Yeah, my car sat there. I don't know if I meant to do something about that. Should I be moving that? I don't know. I hope it gets deleted. We'll find out in a second. Someone will send me a message if it's in the way. If anyone who's watching knows anything important, please, God, tell me. I've been voted to be kicked from the race. Well, that's going well, isn't it? I told you there'd be some problems. Let's see. Yeah, that's gone terribly. Told you there would be problems. We'll try that again in a second. Okay, we might have it now. As I said, there will be problems. It is the first time we've done this before. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work. We've had some problems, we've had some technical difficulties, but they are on, and they're about to leave for the first lap of IndyCar here as they come round to the final straight. Who's going to come out on top? We've got, I think it's Outer Rim Embassy, leading there. As we're off, no one's really done anything to the first corner. I was going to say something exciting. No one's done anything. They've all gone wide into turn 1. Some of them especially wide. I'm not entirely sure how they've managed that. They've gone incredibly wide as Costa goes second from Embassy in first. Fraser Heim in third and Andrea in fourth as he's coming down. Willie Gay side by side. Willie managed to get it around the outside into the section here. He's gone way too wide. Way too wide. He reached 296 kilometers there, but 296 kilometers was too much as Fraser seems to let him pass. Interestingly enough, as Fraser was kicked from the session, and so were many other people. As I said, we might have some technical difficulties as McNeish is facing the other way. It's going pretty bad for McNeish, it is. Yep, McNeish is back round again. Car 2. The bumpy flop is going that way. I think the session has completely crapped itself out. As I said, folks, you know, it's the first time we've done this. There'll be some technical difficulties. I didn't expect it to be this many technical difficulties, but, you know, you can wish for some things and you can end up with what you didn't really want. Okay, right. If you can hear me, if it's all going well, we've got a plan. The standing start is being enabled. What we're doing there was a kind of rolling start, so everyone had to stay in line, not overtaking each other for an entire lap. And that's all good and well until the server decides that every single person who overtakes you will be kicked, even if it's just by a millimeter. So, you know, with latency, with lag times, that's not really going to work, and that's why so many people got kicked at the start. So, we're going to have a round 2. Round 1, round 2. That's a bit confusing. We're going to have a second attempt. How about that? That's going to start in 5 minutes, I think. So, for the next 5 minutes, we've got nothing really to say. If anyone's got any questions about IndyCar, you can put them in the chat. We'll see if anyone can answer them. But for the time being, I will let you look at the schedule, and we shall wait until something actually interesting begins, because I have no filler content, because nothing's happened yet. Righty-ho! We've got a thing! We've got a minute of qualifying, yes! Everything went to absolute shit, you'll have noticed. Apologies for that. But we now have a 1 to 2 minute qualifying session. A quick quali, a one-shot quali, if you may say, indeed. It does mean, though, that we're going to go through the whole thing again. as we see here, Mr. Embassy coming across the line. Is he setting a lap? Is he starting a lap? We'll find out soon, I think. He's probably starting a lap. That's right on board. If he is, no, he's not. Overlays are dumb. Of course they are. They're always dumb. They're always broken. And they're always annoying. Hey-ho. Let's see for someone else who's interesting just now. As we've got here, I'm not entirely sure. Fraserheim, as he comes across the line, is he fast? Is he not? I'm not entirely sure. He may be starting a lap. Comes down to the first corner. He seems to kind of miss the apex. He goes way off the track there. Not as far as some other people, though. He still managed to keep it roughly in a straight line. 5th gear up the hill. 6th gear once you get to the top of the hill. Yes, I am correct. He does a 20.4 on that first section of the track. He's 110 off the fastest time, which we cannot see yet. But he's done 293.3 kilometers. He topped out at through the hill there. He's gone onto the grass. Oh, you don't want to be doing that, man. No, no, no. No, 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 no. But he's managed to hold on to it nearly. He'll lose some time, but he will keep the car on, you know, facing the right way. Since the overlays there are not working, I can inform you the fastest lap is currently by Embassy, a 1:25.3. The qualifying lap time we got in our initial qualifying, which had to be cancelled, was a 1:24.8. So that is not the fastest time we've seen yet, as Fraserheim is only 182 off Embassy's time there, which is pretty darn good for someone who is about a second off the field, second behind that time in the last session. Comes into the final series of corners here, the third to last corner. He's coming down the straight. He goes left, he carries a lot of speed, he doesn't carry as much as some others though, as he misses the apex. He's going towards the wall. Oh, that's not the kind of sight you want to see. As he comes across the line, he sets a 1:26.3 the second time. Second fastest time was 400 off the fastest time, yeah. 400 off the fastest time. Still faster than some times he's set before. Do we have anyone else coming across the line? McNeish there is either starting or finishing a lap. How's he going to go? He kisses that apex pretty darn well. Straddles that curb in the ideal fashion. And, well, he comes up the hill in 5th gear. Does he go into 6th? Yes, he does. At the perfect time. He does a 20.4 for his first sector as we come through and up the hill here. What's his speed going to be? He's going to be 300ths off the fastest time of a session. Not taking much speed through that section compared to some of our faster drivers here. He's really a little far off what you'd want to be doing in that section there. I think we might have someone being interviewed soon. We'll find out. McNeish sets a 52.4 for a second sector here as he comes up the hill. He's not carrying much speed compared to some of the other drivers we've seen. Essentially, McNeish could go a bit faster here. I don't think he's gone for a top 5 time at this rate. As we've had another couple drivers come across the line. Outer Rim, otherwise known as Mad as 5th, 250 cents, I think, is 4th with 1:25.9. And Embassy goes and does a 1:25.2, a faster time again to secure that pole position. Well, let's see if it's secured, as we're in overtime for our qualifying session here. McNeish comes across the line. What's he going to do? Is he going to do a 1:25? No, he's not. He's going to do a 1:27.4, setting the 10th fastest time of the session, the 10th and final time of the session, and the 10th slowest time of a session. Almost a second off, half a second maybe off of the 9th positioned driver there, sadly. We might have an interview here, Phil, as we're waiting for the race to start. Let's see if that works. We'll see if it works in a second. We'll see if it works in a second, because I need to switch you, as we wait for the race to start, to our basic screen, our temporary screen, the one that shows you where exactly we are. But, let's see. Hello?
Oh, hello there.
Hello, you're very loud. I'm going to turn you down. Where did you come in qualifying? You came 4th, did you not? You are 256, I think. Yeah, you came 4th.
6th last time, yeah.
6th last time. So that's an improvement on our first and failed qualifying session, essentially, which is probably good for you.
Yep, it is. Standing start. Don't know what I'm thinking of it.
Yeah, we've got that standing start now. I'm not too sure how it's going to go. Hopefully it goes pretty well. We'll find out. I don't even know if my spectating stuff is going to work, but we'll see how everything goes in the end. We've got 58 seconds to qualifying. Are you 58 seconds for a race? Sorry, are you feeling nervous starting on 4th?
Just a little bit. I mean, I got spun the first time around. Well, I'm coming from F1, so you've got some proximity errors there, and I do not have them here.
Yes, I think some of our drivers are going to need to look at the plugins you get. Some plugins that will give you some more proximity alerts in the game, which I think, I think.
Software would be nice.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, there's
software.
there's actually a plugin that speaks to you. I think that'll give you audible things for it. But I'll let you go. Actually, you've got 20 seconds till the race starts, so I'll let you go. You were in the other channel, correct? So yeah,
I'll go down myself.
yeah.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Great
You
job.
too. Thank you very much. Cheer, bye. There you go. That was our first interview. Did it go well? I don't know, but we're about to start the race here. We've had some setting changes, as someone mentioned there in the interview. We're going from a rolling start to a standing start. We've also done some changes to me, myself, and I. We're gonna see if I end up killing someone. You'll see on the screen here is my car, interestingly enough. I am a spectator. Why the game does this, I don't know. So I might go and kill someone by accident as we start the race here. We'll find out in a second, Phil. Who do we want to go on board with? Let's go on board with 4th position. The guy we interviewed here, Mr. 250, as we spectate him from here. Yeah, let's see how we go. I don't know when the race is going to start. We're waiting. We're counting down. There are no lights. There's a lot of helicopter shots that make it all so very dramatic, but absolutely bugger all is happening. No one's accelerating. No one's going. We've got 16 seconds until the session starts, I can tell you now. 12 seconds, and we will be away for our first ever IndyCar start. We've got the lights. The 5 red lights are on our screen. 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Are they out? I don't know if they are yet. Yes, they are. 5 red lights are out. We've got a slow starting car in the back in 5th position, but Embassy there is away. He is going for a great start. Are we going to see any crashes in the back? No, everyone seems to get through pretty good as Embassy, our leader there, goes straight off the track. That is not what you want to be doing as you are the leader of a brand new racing series, but he seems to be not doing too badly. He's still in the lead by a second. We've got side by side here. Second, third is Furorf gonna go in there. No, he's not. They've touched. They both go off. There's cars ramming in the back. They're round. Oh my word, that is terrible for 250 cents. Anyone else involved? Not at the current moment in time. As we see on board with Mr. Malty 97, they're all very close. As some people are locking up in the front there. But I think before I continue spectating for all of you lovely people, I'm going to have to move my car out of the way. Because that's terrible. Yeah, I can't move my car out of the way. That's going well. This isn't normal. You know, you don't see this in many commentary things. The commentator has to turn their car off the circuit. But, you know, we'll like it like that here. We're unprofessional. I need to connect a controller. Yep. So, as you see here, now I'm driving the commentary car off the circuit. It's going so badly. But it's fine. It's the way a set of Carsa does its track and car stuff, so I must apologize for that. And I have no one to cover for me tonight, so you just get to see that lovely bodge job as it is. But we're on board with Embassy here. He's completed his first lap. He's 3.6 seconds ahead of everyone else as the helicopter doesn't even know where the hell he's gone. But we're on board here with Fraserheim. He is pretty close to 3rd position there. With 3rd position drafting him down the straight. Are we going to see an overtake here? He's got the slipstream. He might have pushed to pass. They are side by side. Ooh, squeezing him onto the grass. Bloody hell, that's close. They haven't touched as badly as last time. He's got 3 wide in the back, but that is a completed overtake for Costa. He moves up into 2nd as Fraserheim there goes into 3rd. That was a pretty good move. Fraserheim is still hanging on here. He's in 3rd. He's trying to get around that outside line. He's really up the gearbox here of Mr. Koss. I don't know how he's going to do, Phil. Is he... Oh, that's not where you want to be. Is he going to get up the inside from Mr. Andre Joda here? No, he's not. He didn't take advantage of that situation as much as you might have hoped. But he's slipping him. Is he going to go for an adventurous move? Nope. He locks up and... Oh, he hits the back of him. He nearly loses the back end of a car. That is not what you want to see. Anyway, as we come around, Mr. here is... well, he's dropped back, Mr. Andre here. I don't think Andre is going to be attacking for a while. I think he's going to be defending. He's not looking in a very good shape here. He's got some good speed, but his car control is not that good. As Lance sets a 1:26.4 fastest lap of the race so far. 5 seconds now is the lead gap between him and Mr. Koss. I cannot remember Koss's name, though. Probably Costa. But we're on lap 3 here as we come around. There's not too much happening at the very... yeah, it does say last lap. As I said, the overlays are pretty bad. We've got side-by-side Andre and Fraser. He's going to take the position back. Side-by-side, what are they going to do? They touch just about. Oh, that's close, but Andre is late on the brakes. Is he too late? No, he's not. He gets that move finished, and he gets it done cleanly, which is better than he has in the past. That promotes him to third. He's a second, 0.2 behind Mr. Costa here, who's in second. Sitting pretty in second. Is he going to start to hamper him? Let's see in a while. But let's see. Who are we on board with here? I don't know. My onboards are broken. Fraserheim is on board with here, but I would rather be on board with some guys at the back. Off-White is in 7th. Our league administrator. He's not doing too well. He's a second off of Outer Rim in 6th here, who's really going on the... Oh, is he going to get an adventurous move around the outside? He might do there, as Multi97 he's losing the car there. Their tires might be starting to go off here. Of course, they've had a whole qualifying session, and they've had, you know, the first laps of the race on these tires. They are the red mark tires. The red mark tires go off quicker than what are the black mark tires, and I think some of these cars, yeah, Multi67, there's on a 128.1, a yellow lap time you can see, which is pretty fast, but he's cutting a lot of corner, as are a lot of other drivers. That is some dirty driving there, Matt. What do you think you're doing? No, no, no. As he goes into 6th gear up the hill, which is very inefficient, but is he going to get the slipstream? Is he going to use push to pass? Is he going to get alongside? I think he is. He's side by side up the hill. Side by side into the corner. Do they touch? They do touch. Oh, Matt is off the track. Matt is in the grass. Matt is out of 6th position. That is not what he wants to be doing there. I think that might have been Multi97's fault, though. He got a tap on the inside. It all depends how much space was left up there, but that's not what he wants to be. He's lost a position or two at least. That's not good at all. I don't think anyone's really that close to an overtake at the moment, Phil. We're kind of waiting on... Oh, 256 here. The guy we just interviewed is getting some pretty adventurous moves through that corner, but he's not managed anything just yet. Oh, and he's gone straight off the track, so that's going terribly well for him. Off-White is close to someone in the fucking back there. Off-White is gone. What has happened to Off-White? Oh, gosh. Let's see. Off-White is always off the track. Oh, that's not good at all. He does not want to be there. No, he does not. Oh, they've had an incident with McNeish. Or has McNeish and Off-White hit there? So McNeish's car gets flung into space. Great physics engine, that. 9th and 10th the two cars are. We've now got, of course, those numbers you'll see. The 4, the 10, the 8, the 5 in red there. If you don't know what those numbers are, those are our push-to-pass uses number. That means that the driver selected there has used the push-to-pass, i.e. like a speed boost, essentially, 6 times. Off-White here, for example. He's got 4 pushes of that left, and there's already 5 laps of the race done. He's using more than 1 a lap, which is not exactly good, but he's 15 seconds off the kind of 8-car pack now, which is not very good at all. So that's not good to see. Hopefully he has a better race in our reverse grid race. But Embassy out in the lead here. He's sitting pretty. He's 7.2 seconds ahead of Costa in second. 7.2. Speaking of Costa, I think Costa's being harangued by Mr. Andre here. He is. They are the closest 2 cars on track. Within a second, Andre is, of Costa. Within a second means he's going to get some slipstream into the first corner. Slipstream into the first corner means he could make an opportunist move into the little S's kind of section we have. But is he going to hit the wall? He has. That is not what you want to be doing. Not at all. As I said, they've got the tire wheel. It's going to be sky high. The tire temperature is going to be affecting that as well. And the harder they turn in there, like they did just in that corner, the more the tire temperature increases. As you'll see, Off-White has gained 2 seconds on that lap to 8th position, so he's gaining time back quickly. Maybe he can be back in this race. An interesting note, of course, is Embassy, our race leader, has used push to pass once this race, and everyone else has used it more than twice or so. Meaning, for the speed he is going pretty darn fast. Pretty darn fast indeed. I think we've got someone who might absolutely dominate some of the races here. But yeah, I wonder how some other drivers are doing. We've looked at the top 4 for a while, but we haven't looked at other drivers like Mr. Bumpy Flump here, who is pretty close to 7th position. If he can get that move done, he would be getting some more points. Of course, more points is good for him, and he is within half a second of 256. If he can keep that gap into the straights, when we can get a good solid tow from the car in front, with it pushing a gap, of course, through the air, you might see a move as 256 breaks under the pressure. He goes way wide. That is now meaning Kian, our Bumpy Flump, is pretty close, but he's got on the grass. No, he's held it, but you don't want to be doing that before you come to the straight. Oh, goodness me. That is sad to see. As we're on to starting lap 7 here as we cross the line. 1.1 second just the gap. I think he may have mucked up that. He's going to have to wait another lap to get another opportunity. But I think something's happening further up the order here. Let's see. We've got Costa in second. I think my things have gone out of order. Terrific. Maldi 97, Outer Rim, and Fraser. 4th, 5th, and 6th is the battle here as we have a yellow flag somewhere on the track. 4th, 5th, and 6th are separated by about a second to 2 seconds, which is fairly good for their whole thing here. If they can keep that going, they may end up, you know, getting some good moves done. They're very close, aren't they? Bloody close. As you'll notice, I figured it out. I don't need to press my hotkeys. I can just click on drivers in the race, which is great. Oh, 256 goes wide again. Oh, Mr. Bumpy Flump there must be kicking himself. He's all so close every time in that corner, but never close enough. It's so close. Here you go. We've got Outer Rim, Maldi 21 or whatever, and Fraser still separated by a second now. They've all got so much closer. Oh, did Fraser make a mistake? Molly 21 is all over his backside there as they come onto the start-finish straight here. Is he going to go for an adventurous move? I don't think he's got the speed. He gets some speed, but it's just not soon enough there. He gets out of it. He backs out of it. He loses the back end, and he goes horrendously wide. Does that give Outer Rim an opportunity? I think it does, and I think he's not called Outer Rim for no good reason. He's going to try and get right alongside the rims of that car. Is he going to get alongside? Of course, they're going to struggle to... Oh, no, don't go free wide. No, guys, don't go... Oh, gosh, they touch wheels, they bang wheels. Oh, and he's gone straight deep into the corner as Multi-21, and he has to go through those S's. That's not what you want to do. He's lost 2 positions, and we've lost a good battle there as the Bumpy Flump has gotten past... No, he's oh so close to getting past 256. Oh, so close. It's not close enough, though, as he stays in 8th position. As Off-White is pitting here. I don't exactly know what for. I think he may be retiring from the race here, which is sad to see, given how fast he was in qualifying. As the Bumpy Flump is off! What's happened? Oh my god, he's hit the wall! No, they've both hit the wall! Oh, that's been a terrible incident. Oh, we don't want to see that. I don't think that was intended to happen. As Lance starts lap 9 of the race, we have 2 cars off and in the wall. Oh no! Gosh. Why do we always miss the good clips? But we've got another battle here. That battle for 4th, I think. Outer Rim and Fraser are still pretty close to each other. As Matt pits here. Outer Rim pits. Is this for a tire change or a fuel fill-up? I'm not too sure if they're meant to pit in this race. I think they should be. I think they are meant to be pitting. I'd have to double check with someone. I don't think there's damage either in the series. Yep, he's coming into the pits. What's he going to do? What's he going to change as he comes in here? Not a clue. We'll find out soon. There's no one all that close as 256 goes into 6th. Of course, passing Matt there in the pits. We've got a couple more guys pitting here. McNeish, Outer Rim has come out. He hasn't changed tires or anything. Or he's changed to the same tire. He goes wide on the pit exit. Ooh, you don't want to be doing that. Not entirely sure why. He should be going on to a different compound of tire, but he hasn't. See, they should be using the reds, as I was correct there. They should be using the reds and the blacks. 2 tire compounds. That should be mandatory for the race, if I am correct. Matt has gone onto the red tires here. Does that mean he's going to have to pit, or does that mean we have a bit of an exploit here? We'll find out soon. But with Matt pitting, we don't have many other cars on the track that are close to each other. No real good battles going on, especially since Mr. Bumpy Flump and what was his name again? I've forgotten now. 256 went straight into the wall. We missed what exactly caused that. We'll maybe find out in the highlights reel. But Koss pits from third. What's he going to do? This is one of the most important positions to pit from, the top 3. If he does this wrong, he might lose out on what are some important championship points. What's he going to do then? Let's go on board. Coming into his pit box here, he stops. Let's see if he does a better job than Matt at selecting the right tires. Oh, they stop for so long. Again, someone who hasn't switched to the black tire. Are we going to see some disqualifications here at the end of a race? I'm not sure. But Mr. Costa can keep in that yellow line much better, as the Bumpy Flimp also comes in and out of the pits, and in again. Okay. I'm sure that was mildly intended, as he rolls backwards now. He's missed his pit box. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's going all Oh, it's terribly downhill for Mr. Bumpy Flump here. He's missed his pit entry box. He's gone off the track. He's collided with another driver, and now he's spending at least 20-odd seconds in the pits as he leaves that pit box on the red marked tire again. So, this is all very interesting, given the note that I have here says they should be using both tire compounds. Guess we'll find out soon. We might end up with something else. The race leader pits from first, promoting Andre into first position. What's he going to do in the pits? We'll find out soon. But as I was about to say there, he also pits for the red wall tire. I think we're not seeing the visuals right. I'm going to assume everyone's pitting for the right tire, and we're just not seeing it. Either that or they're all going to be disqualified. We'll find out soon. Lance loses out of the pits there, foe. Ooh, are we going to see a battle here? He's on the new fresh tires, I would assume. At least he's got some more fuel in. And then we've got Mr. 250 Cents here in 5th position, who is theoretically a back marker. Is he going to hold him up here? Are they going to go side by side? Yes, he is. The Gucci sponsor in the back of that car powering it through the S's, but it's still not enough to get him past and up into that coveted 3rd position. It's right on board. Oh, he goes wide. Oh, he's on the grass. That's... Oh, we could have lost that. That would not have been good. We would have had a different race leader after the pit stops if that was the case. But Multi 97 is holding him up here. He did have a 7 or so second lead when he pit, but if Mr. Multi 57 here holds him up for too long, he may end up losing some of that lead. He may be vulnerable to Andre as he goes down the inside. Oh, 250 puts up a bit of a fight. He nudges him off the track with his rear tire. I think 250 has spun. Yes, he has. He's in the wall. That nudge put him off and out of any real fight for the top 3 positions. That is not good to see. Gosh damn. As Andre pits from first, he comes into his pit box. Will he come into the right pit box? We've seen people such as Mr. Flump miss his pit box, but I think he's come to the correct pit box. Well done, Andre. Someone who can read signs. Good to see. But we've now got a new leader of the race. Fraserham is the leader of our race here in the red and white car. As he comes up the hill, down the straight, he's doing pretty well. I wonder how his tires are. Those tires are going to be bloody worn by this point. Very, very worn. And he's coming up on the 12th lap of the race. I wouldn't want to be him. The temperatures, of course, will go higher as that car goes through these corners with heavily worn tires. We've had a move position, have we? Yes, Andre and 256 are fighting. Oh, 250, of course, is one who hit with the Bumpy Flump, so he's not really meant to be where he's at, but he's still fighting for position. It gives us an interesting race, so I don't bloody care. Oh, as the helicopter shot misses him slightly. But Andre, of course, just had a pit stop. He's going to be wanting to get past Mr. 250 here pretty quickly. Is he actually going to manage it, though, is the question. You'd like to hope so if we want any hope of a battle for the lead. Let's see. Is he going to go down the inside? No, he's not. Oh, but 250 goes wide. Is 250 going to battle? He's going to keep it. Oh, they touch wheels. Oh, but they don't go spinning round. This is a hard battle indeed, but nothing's really coming of it as they go side by side through the S's again. Are they going to manage it? You'd hope so, but he's gone incredibly wide. And then they've hit again. Which is, again, not what you want to be doing, but that's him into third position. 250 has not managed to keep him behind for long. I think he would have hoped to keep him behind longer than that, definitely. But, oh, that's about it for now. As the leaders are battling now, Embassy has gone around the outside. Of course, Fraser has not pit yet. So you'd like to think Fraser would let him by without much of difficulty, and I think he may have there. I think the effective lead gap now between Embassy and the next car, which would be Andre, is 14 seconds, assuming Fraser decides to pit. Which is a bit of a done deal unless Embassy makes a major mistake. The closest battle foe we have here would be between Costa and a Mr. 256 here. There's about a second between them two as they come into the second sector here. Whether or not they're going to get any closer, we will find out soon. Of course, they're going to be sizing up a move for the two straights, of course, when you can use that push to pass, and when you get that nice big slipstream, the draft, across the straight line. What am I saying? Down the big straight. Yes, the big straight line of tarmac that is on the racetrack, as they all go wide in that curb. We've seen a couple of people lose it down there. I wouldn't want to be that adventurous if I were them. It's probably why I'm not driving the car. Anyway, we come up to the next and the third to last lap now. Costa's about to start. 14 is what he'll be starting here as they come across the line. 250, of course, hasn't pit. You would like to imagine he has to pit, but we'll see how the server handles that, as he's going to go on the inside. Down into turn 1, 50 is going to cut him off, and cut him off he does, as they both manage to get through well enough there, but he's got a slipstream way too early. He's side by side where you really don't want to be through this kind of curvy section of the straight, but he's managed it. He's held on to it. An astonishing move it is, but 250 is going to come back at him. He's going to come back at Mr. Koss here. He's back into the lead, but with the better grip he's had from that pit stop, he's going to manage to keep it on the track, and he's going to manage to keep it in 4th position as he's round and ahead of 256, who's nearly in the wall. Good God. Hits the grass with the rear end of the car as well to make matters worse, and that is, I think, his race effectively over there. Not much better you can get from that. But the lead battle here, no, I'm wrong. The lead battle is not really doing much. I don't think Fraser Heim here is going to finish where he is. It depends how our pit stop rules are, which I don't know about because nobody told me. They should have a mandatory pit stop, but I'm not entirely sure if that's being enforced yet. Fraser Heim does pit. I am correct. He pits from 2nd position. Is he going to manage to keep 2nd position? I don't think he is. I think a pit stop here is at least 20 seconds, if not 30. He might drop down to 5th or so position if he doesn't manage to do anything wrong in this pit stop. He has managed to find his pit box. Shame on some other drivers. But anyway, 250 also pits. He's coming to the pit on the 2nd to last lap. That's an odd strategy, isn't it? Why would you pit so close to the end of it? You've lost any advantage you have of those fast tires, really. You could have had an advantage of those fast tires in the second half of the race, when they decided to run those really worn tires through the entire race to the last 2 laps. I think that's a poor strategy call. Maybe they'll learn from it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I am correct, as Koss here is battling Andre for 2nd. He's a 2nd away. He's got the rest of this lap to make that 2nd gap and get that toe up the 2 final straights if he wants to make a move for 2nd position. Of course, he wants to finish as high as possible, you'd imagine, given the nature of this being the first inaugural Grand Prix. As Outer Rim is also incredibly close to Fraser Heim. Fraser Heim, I think, is a car that just came out the pits. He'll have those fresh new tires, a light load of fuel, you'd like to think. So maybe, just maybe, Matt will not have a chance here to overtake Fraser Heim. Not as good a chance as Costa will on Andre. Let's see how they go here. It's 700ths away from 2nd position. 700ths away on the final lap. Will he manage to get that position? We'll find out soon, as Matt is also half a second away in 5th from Fraser. They are very close. Are they going to manage it on the exit here? Gosh damn, Fraser is not doing well on those final sets of tires. Oh, he's managed to get past him. He's made the move already. Will Costa manage Fraser in the pits? What's happened there? I don't know, but Costa is not going to get the move. I think Andre's got enough push to pass to keep ahead of him on that straight as they cut so many curves. But Andre's on the grass. Is he going to give him a chance? Is he going to give him a chance? I don't think it is. He's oh so close, oh so wide, oh so close to the wall. Good God. But yeah, Fraser's pit for the second time. He was in second. He's now in sixth and dropping further down the order as we speak. But this is the closest battle on track. This is the only battle on track as we come into the final lap, the final sector. He's so close. He's 300ths away, but 300ths. Oh, it's just too far away as Andre he overdoes it. He locks up his inside right-hand tire. 200ths away. Is he going to go for an adventurous move? He is not. The race leader, Lance Embassy, comes across the line as the lead battle here is near the podium battle. He goes so wide, but I don't think it's going to manage it. Costa is going to come around the final corner, and he's going to get second. He's going to claim second. One more lap, and Costa would have had second, but Andre claims that second position as we have Outer Rim coming across the line in fourth soon. And I think that's about it. The closest battle we have is between Fraser and 250 cents, but they are 2 seconds apart. 2 seconds too many. And that is the end of our race here. The first race of two. That's our first sprint race. I think we're going to have a second race as they all go straight into the wall. Some celebrity burnouts. Oh my good God above. That's a disaster. The wheels have detached from that car and we don't even have damage on. Jesus. He shot into that corner. 256 and Fraser Hine, the last two drivers, come across the line. 6th and 7th, the top 10. The only 10 positions are set. We've had a horrible incident, a terrible incident, but everyone's across the line, and we're finished. Thank you very much for watching the very first race here, and I'll speak with you soon when the second race is about to get underway. Righty ho! The second round is seconds away from beginning. The second race, I should say. Second round is until the 20th of July, which you can join us for then. We're going to have the same palaver as before. Of course, the way this game works, we're going to have my own car driven off the track first, because that's the normal way to use spectator mode. But hey ho, we've got IndyCar. What more can we hope for? But yes, the race is 41 seconds away from starting. We're going to see an intriguing battle here. It's a reverse grid race, which means everyone who was last is going to be first, and everyone who was first is going to be last. And given how quick some people on the top three were, it's going to be interesting to see if they go too fast and hit some drivers, or if they manage to keep it all together. But I'm going to have to see how close we are. 16 seconds we are is how close we are to getting this race underway. We're on board with 256 yet again. He is the driver in fourth. Somehow he's managed to. 5 lights are red, 5 lights are red. We've had a jump starter. Oh gosh, no, that's not what you want to do. But I think we're on. Oh gosh, what's happened there? Yeah, we're at the very back here. We're going to see how they all managed to deal with it into the first corner. Pretty darn well, I would say. They could have done it better, but they could have done it worse. They could have crashed, and they didn't. But we're up onto the straight, up the hill, through the weavy, windy section. We're on board for fastest driver of the last race, Mr. Embassy, as some of them are going 3 wide up the hill. McNeish and Outer Rim are side by side, but they've all managed to get across. Embassy is on the grass. That's not what we want to see there. Oh, we've got a sideways car. Oh, good lord above. Costa's off and out. Off-White is off the track. We've had a 4-car pile-up on the first lap. Off-White's gone from first to last. Outer Rim has gone down, and the other 2 have gone down as well. That is not good to see. I think the Bumpy Flump also has some issues. He's in 10th. He started in the top kind of section there. I don't know how he's in 10th, but all of the bottom 4 to 5 cars have had a horrible incident there, as the winner of our first race here is already in third. So the order is Mr. Fraserheim in first, Mr. McNeish in second, Embassy in third. I don't know who's in fourth. Multi-97 in fourth. Ooh, apologies, Jesus. Multi-97 in fourth. Andre in fifth. 256 in sixth, quite fittingly. And I think the rest are Outer Rim, Off-White, and the Bumpy Flump. But the closest battle here is between Embassy and McNeish, as they are second and third. Embassy, of course, wanting to capitalize on his win last race with, of course, another win, you'd hope. And he can't manage it. He's had such a lovely start to the race as he's up the hill. He's in the toe of McNeish. Standardized setups in this league, which means none of them will have a super straight line setup. Doesn't matter, though, because McNeish is obviously not getting the drive out of those corners he requires, and that means he's in third and not second come the end of that straight. But what's going to happen now? Fraser in first, of course, is very, very close to being overtaken by Embassy as well. He's not in a comfortable position. As Off-White here, 8th and 7th. Outer Rim and Off-White are battling away for the 7th position. Are they going to manage to do much here? Oh, they're doing some odd lines, I'd say. They're going to the inside very quickly. But there's nothing much happening. I think Off-White is saving his push to pass. He used a lot of it in the last race. I think he's going to be smarter here and kind of save that away. Embassy, though, is so close. Oh, McNeish has been passed for third by Multi-97, but Embassy is who we're on board with here. Embassy is in second place. He is so close to passing Fraser here. Very bloody close to the back of that car. He's going to get the toe down the circuit, down the track there. He's not going to manage to do much with it, though. I just remembered I have a car on the track that I have to move. We'll do that in a second as Andre sets the fastest lap of the race. That's not important, as Embassy and Fraser are going side by side onto the straightaway here. Are they going to do anything interesting? No, Fraser's ducked back into that slipstream. Is Fraser going to manage to get it down, move down the inside? He's not going to go for it. He's going to nearly lose the car. Gosh, damn it. But he's kept it in the straight line, as Off-White has got behind Outer Rim. The toe is not enough, though. The push to pass is not enough, as he has stayed in 7th position. Hey-ho. But we have an interesting thing here. I told you about this before. I, as a spectator, have a car, and I have to drive that car off a track. So we'll do that while the race is not so exciting here. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to kill someone. Lovely crash there. Right, who is close? Off-White is close to Outer Rim. He is in 7th, battling for 6th, and... well, you'd like to think after his last race where he got hit by another car, I think, and, well, he was off the circuit. He was out of a race, essentially, in 10th position. Not enough points, considering his teammate is in 1st position. He'll be wanting to do something a bit closer to what his teammate did, but he's stuck behind Outer Rim here. Can't seem to get close enough in the final sector to get that slipstream up the hill, and it's kind of hurting him as he gets around the rest of the circuit. If he can't get past Matt, or Outer Rim, sorry, he's not going to do anything, is he? He's going to stay where he is, and that's not what we want to do. But this is our closest battle. Not much is happening. It's a bit of a more boring sprint race, this one. Everyone's kind of spaced apart more. Everyone's got into their groove. Everyone's a bit faster than they were last race, and it seems to have come at the detriment of any real battling on track, as Off-White is again within a second of Matt, but within a second is not quite close enough when you come to the end of a straight. You want to be within 100th of a second at the end of a straight, and, well, he's not there, which is exactly where you don't want to be. McNeish, though, is in 4th. He was in 2nd, remember. He got overtaken by Embassy. He got overtaken by Multi 964, I think it is. But he's stuck to the back of them. He's pretty close to the back of that Indy car there, but he's not quite close enough. If Multi makes a mistake, though, he might get a kind of opportunity to pounce if he manages to keep it. Oh, he's gone wide. If he manages to keep it on the track and in a straight and fast line through this kind of windy section of the track. He sets a 1:28.68, which is almost... that is a second faster lap time than Mr. Multi there, which means McNeish is on a flyer. Can he continue that flyer up the hill? He's the closest car we have here. He's within a half second. He's lagging about like absolute balls, but I think the lag's hurt him there. I think he would have had that overtaking maneuver done if he hadn't lagged out. Yep, he's lagging and losing 0.02 of a second every so often. No wonder McNeish is losing positions and going over all those curbs. He's desperately trying to find time, but every time he finds time, it's stolen away from him. As Off-White is so desperately close to the back of Matt. God, 0.02 of a second it was there. So much closer than the 800 it was last time, but still not close enough. Matt keeps that inside line of the car, of the track, sorry, covered, and there's nothing Off-White can do about it. Absolutely nothing, sadly. You can see there, Outer Rim takes a wider entry into that corner, whereas Off-White takes a more tight entry to get a different drive through that corner. I think Outer Rim's way of doing that is a bit better. I mean, that's why he's ahead, isn't it? He's keeping that better move. But who is joining this battle? Well, I'll tell you in a minute, because Mr. Multi and Fraser and McNeish are so very close as we come on to the 6th lap here of the race. They're so close. So close, but they're not quite close enough to overtake, I don't think, as they're all so bloody wide as well. Come on, guys. Let's try and keep to the track limits. There's, of course, no penalties for track limits in these first few races because it's the first time they've driven the cars. I don't think Multi is going to have the best of runs on Fraser here. I think he's going to stay where he is. Who's going to have a better run is Outer Rim and Off-White. Off-White side by side. And, he's going to make the maneuver. He's not got enough speed to complete it on the straight. Will he complete it in the corner? Yes, he will. He cuts Matt off, and he manages to get the position. Finally, it's been 3 or 4 laps, but he's been released from the back of Outer Rim. Who was joining that battle, which I was about to tell you before. Oh, Christ, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are going a bit antsy. McNeish was side by side with Multi 97 there, and he's going to be side by side into the next corner as well. Is he going to make the move? Yes, he is. Oh, he locks up, though. Is he going to push him wide? No, but he's going to fail to make that pass stick. As Multi takes the inside line. Will he go wide on the exit? No, he keeps that car on the apex. Oh, pretty well. Pretty well indeed. as the Bumpy Flump in 8th position is joining that off-white outer rim battle, as much as I've been trying to say for the last half minute. But everyone keeps trying to hit each other. It's quite the eventful race all of a sudden as we enter lap 7 of the race, with the top 4 setting wildly close and representative lap times to each other. Does that mean they're going to be battling each other? We'll find out soon. We've got Multi97 in 3rd, McNeish in 3rd, and Mr. Andre is joining this battle from 5th position. All the 3 of them are slowing themselves down. They're going to get caught by some other drivers at this rate. Which, well, it's going to make it more entertaining for us, but it's not what they want. Is Outer Rim going to be caught by anyone? Is he going to catch anyone? I don't think anything's going to happen in our battle for 6th position here as well. Nothing happened. I was entirely correct. I was correct. Well done, me. Eh? Right. I'm going to have to leave you here for a second with the battle for 3rd as I double check something. There we go. Our battle for 3rd, yes, our battle for 3rd is, well, it's close. Is it close enough for them to get any good runs onto that main overtaking zone? I'm not entirely sure it is, as I figured out what I was doing. Progress, that's what I was going to get. You'll see up there, I figured out my controls. As Moldy toes bloody wide there. Moldy is up 3 positions. Embassy in 1st is up 9 positions. Fraser is up 3, but he might be up 2 in a second. As Moldy 21 here is so very close to overtake. Oh, he's on the grass! As, oh, I've got a car off. Oh gosh, I've hit the wrong button. Fraser is in 3rd. Moldy 21 made the maneuver. I forgot my controls, and that was so close to going horrendous there. So close, but not close enough. Not close enough at all. Sorry. I figured out my board now. I'm very happy with myself. Right. Intervals are back. We're good to go. As Fraser, Hyman, McNeish are side by side there. Are they going to make it into the corner? Oh, no, McNeish has outbraked himself. He's not made it. They are both round. They've both spun, and they're both losing positions. Our battle for 3rd has suddenly got an awful lot more boring. As McNeish has really, really buggered that up for everyone else. He's outbroke himself into that corner, and he's gone from 4th to 7th. That's completely ruined. Oh, what the hell is that? He's drifting through that corner. It's completely ruined his race, that has, and, well, a couple others around him. But we've got Off-White, who has gotten past. Where has Outer Rim gone? What's happened to Mr. Outer Rim? Outer Rim, I see, is in 9th. I think he may have pit. Let's double check our pit stops here. I think I can do that now. Pit stops, yes. Mr. Matt Outer Rim here has set a pit stop. He's trying to do the undercut on Off-White. And I think he might have a Bumpy Flump as well. He's done 2 stops, but that's from the other race. That's carried over, as you'll see there. I think Outer Rim is trying to do an undercut. Will it work? We'll find out soon. You can see there we finally got the tire graphics. A, of course, is the red wall tire, and P is the black wall tire. The graphics of the tires on the screen do not update, but I can tell you they're actual tires by giving you that little graphic there. Aren't we doing well, eh? Hey-ho. Anyway, intervals are back. Who is close to overtaking? This is the closest battle on the track between Off-White and the Bumpy Flump, but he's not managing to get close enough. If he can get within about 300s here on this final section here, final sector of the track, I think he might have a good chance at Off-White up through that double straight section, of course. Is he going to actually manage it? He's pretty close. He's managed to get around half a second up there. He's actually doing pretty well. For how he started this session, I'd say it's going pretty well. But Off-White is pit, and so is the Bumpy Flump. They're going side by side into the pits. Oh, gosh. Oh, this is going to be interesting. What are they going to do? Whose pit box comes first? Of course, we're riding on board with the guy who missed his pit box on his last pit stop. So, can only go up from here as he nearly cuts off another car there. We've never had a multi-car pit stop. He's buggered it up again. He's having to reverse in the pit lane. Oh, well, it's gone so terribly downhill for him, hasn't it? Andre Foe is close to second position here. He's close to, I can't remember his name now, Multi97. Yes, that's it. I don't think he's close enough for a maneuver, but he's close enough to start thinking about it. And close enough to start thinking about it is good enough, I'd say. Let's see. Foe, if he's going to... Oh, what happened there? I think he got a bit of wheel spin up the hill. It's not what you want to see. Are there any more interesting battles? We've got 256 who's coming up on McNeish here. Of course, I think these are the two that hit each other only a few laps ago. As we've got smoke in the distance, the bumpy flump is in... only just come at the pits? That can't be right, is it? It might be right. As our race leader, MC Pitts from the lead. He's going to probably come out in the lead. Maybe not. He's going to maybe come out in some traffic. I don't think it's going to buffer... Ooh, I don't think it's going to bother him too much as second and third pit. Third is in the wall. What happened? He's in the wall in the pit lane. Did they touch? They were so close on the track. I think they might have touched coming into the pit lane. That's another close battle between McNeish and 250. 250 got spun off by McNeish. Is he going to try the same maneuver in the same location? He's not. He's not trying to get revenge. I think that's a good thing. As always, he is. He has. He's gone for the revenge move and he's made it stick. Goodness me. McNeish outbroke himself and, you know, he took the position. Whoa, he got very out of shape there. He took the position and he nearly lost it. The next corner around. That is a lovely livery. That might be my new favorite livery of the race. It looks so cool. So very cool. Anyway, McNeish is really sticking to the back of that car. Is anyone going to come out of the pits and muck up this battle? I don't think they are. Outer Rim tried to undercut Off-White. I don't think it's worked. I think Off-White just pit there, if I am correct. And I think Outer Rim is 2.9 seconds behind him, which is not where he wants to be. As Costa pits there from, I don't know where he was, but I think that was the guy who went off in the pit lane, actually. He's going very slowly. As McNeish, oh my gosh! We joined that at the wrong moment. He nearly got cut off. 256 did not give him any room into that corner, and he didn't have any room in the end as he goes so close to hitting that wall again. They're all so adventurous on that corner. They all end up nearly killing themselves. They've got some big balls to do that, that's for sure. This battle's kind of eased off slightly. I don't think McNeish has the consistent pace or the consistent internet connection to keep with 250, which is sad to see. Which means I think we're back to a kind of stalemate. No one is really doing anything as we come on to, I think, the 12th lap of the race here. No one's really got anything up their sleeve quite yet. I think they're all working on their end of race plans now. Who's going to get close enough for a final overtake on the final few laps of the race? That's what I'd be thinking about. But again, I'm not driving. I'm here because I'm bad at driving. What's our race leader doing? He's doing a lot. Let's go on board for a lap, hey? If nothing interesting's happening, we may as well see how the fastest driver in the entire league drives, shan't we? Shall we not? Sorry. So he's in the final sector here. On his 12th lap of the race, he comes in through here. He hits that curb slightly on the inside tire. Goes fairly wide out there. It's all very steady, though. You'll notice some of the other cars twitching around, doing the same moves. But somehow here, MC is keeping the car planted to the ground. I'd like to point out there are no setup gains. Every car here has a standard lock setup from the server. They cannot change that as he hits the wall. So they can't really give themselves an advantage that way. It's all about how you drive the car. And if you can drive it well, he hits that apex perfectly. He goes very wide. They all seem to be doing this. No track limits, of course, so they can do that. And it seems to let them go a little bit faster. It's probably going to help them on tire wear and temperature as well. Of course, you're not stressing the left-hand side tire there as much, so you're not going to put so much force into it. As they come into the second sector, oh good lord, he hit the wall just about there. He's so close to the wall. God. As he comes through, he hits that curb perfectly. He goes and touches that one perfectly. Everything he does is just so precise and so perfectly executed. You can see why he's so far up the grid, really, can't you? You really can. As we're back to where we started, eh? As he comes up through this horrible corner that's uphill, windy. He's so close to the grass, but just close enough on the track that he doesn't do anything wrong. 2:56 is the closest driver to another driver on the track. He is at 1.5 seconds behind. Oh my god, that's the grass, man. That's terrible. The bumpy flumps off as well. They've all done it. They've both done it. We've got a battle on our hands once again. Finally, 7th and 8th. The battle for 7th. Is it going to go well? I don't know. 2:56 is... Oh, good lord. What are you doing there, guys? You've both gone off. You've followed each other off. You'd almost think the bumpy flump has problems. He's going so far off the track as Mr. 250 here goes very sideways up the hill. Not why you want to be going sideways in the middle of a high-speed corner. As he's gone straight off the track now, which is also not what you want to be doing. That's a wall, man. That's a wall. He's off and into the wall as McNeish goes backwards and forwards, and 250 loses a position to McNeish once again. At least this time it's not due to McNeish, you know. It's nice to see no one hitting each other. Just he hit the wall on his own. They're really pushing the limits. That's for sure. As Fraser here is an interesting driver. He's interesting because he's the only guy on the track that hasn't used a single one of those push-to-pass pushes yet. Which I found intriguing. I don't know if Fraser realizes we have push-to-pass. If he doesn't realize, then it's going to be quite interesting and quite depressing for him when he finally finds out. Because he could have earned pretty quickly those 4.4 seconds if he used all his 10 push-to-pass. Either that, or he's saving it for the very end of the race. We'll find out soon, I'm sure. But... let's go to the closest drivers on the track. That is Outer Rim and Off-White. Outer Rim, of course, tried to undercut Off-White, the car you see in front of them there, but it didn't work. He didn't manage to do it, sadly. And, well, he lost time, if anything, and it seems to have come to his detriment because he's still in 6th position. Off-White's still in 5th, and they're still not close enough to do any real overtaking maneuvers. Off-White, full, you'll notice, has 0 push to pass. However, Outer Rim has 1. He's got 1 of those button pushes left, and I don't think it's going to help him much to get close. It's definitely not going to give him a 1.5 second a lap advantage as we start the 15th and 2nd, the last lap of the race. No one's really close enough to make many maneuvers here, which is sad to see. It's going to be an anticlimactic end to the race if they don't get any closer to each other. As we go on board with McNeish again, who's coming onto his 15th lap now. He's of course had a few incidents. He has. He's been not the cleanest driver, but he has been the most entertaining, I'd say, as he goes very wide onto the curb there. Not as wide as the race leader, but still pretty wide. Who are we gonna go on board with, eh? Outer Rim. Outer Rim's 1.3 seconds now. He was 1.6. I think that tow maybe helped him get closer, but he's not really doing anything of any real note, any real interest for anyone. Let's see if everyone pit full. That's a good thing. Has everyone done their pit stops correctly? They should all be on at least more than 2 pit stops. They are. Everyone's done a stop. The ones that you see have done 3 or 4, of course, have had some issues. They've done some things they probably shouldn't have done, and they've had to change tyre. But we are on to the final lap of the race. Let's join our leader then for the final lap of the race. They're all on some interesting tyres. Some of them are on the primary one, some of them are on the alternate one. You'll see Off-White there on the primary tyres on 5 laps, whereas Outer Rim has done 14 laps on the alternate tyre, that black walled tyre, if I am correct. As, well, anything interesting happening up the road here? Not exactly. No one's really that close. We've only got our race leader to watch as Outer Rim and Off-White come flying off the circuit and back on for their final lap. Can Outer Rim gain back a second? Can he overtake? We've seen no real overtakes in the final part of a track. The ones we have resulted in some pretty severe incidents. I don't think he's going to have another chance at this. I don't think he's going to get close enough for another chance at this. He's used his push to pass. So is everyone else, really, apart from Costa and Fraser, who doesn't seem to know that button exists or hasn't mapped it correctly. Because that is us. That is us crossing the line for the final lap of the race. Embassy wins yet again, the 2nd win of the night, the 2nd win of the series, and the 2nd win of the round as he comes across the line there. He's done it. He's done a double win. Well done him. 22 seconds in front of Andre and Fraser, who's just lapped 250 there as he comes across the line, touches the grass, but it's not too bad at all. Our main battle foe, Off-White and Outer Rim, he's come the closest he's been yet. He's within half a second of Off-White, but it's half a second too far as they come around the final bend and, well, do nothing, because nothing's going to happen. Oh, so close. 200ths. So close, but not close enough, eh? Oh, good lord, they've had a horrible incident. Well, that's gone terribly. Hey-ho, it could have gone worse. They could have killed each other. As they come across the line, oh, it's a terrible incident. They go spiraling off the track. I think this might become a feature in the future because everyone seems to enjoy hitting each other off the line. Quite entertaining, Phil. So McNeish finishes his race as well. He lags about a bit. I think McNeish has had an unfair race. He's been lagging about the track a lot. He's hit some cars, maybe not due to his own fault, maybe slightly due to him hitting his car, hitting his internet limit. As Costa is our final driver to come across the line. Is he going to do anything interesting at the end of a race like some other people? No, he's not. No entertainment. It's just some donuts from other drivers. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I wonder if we can interview anyone. Hey, I wonder if we can. I don't know. We'll find out soon. But yeah, we could show you the standings, but the standings don't work, which is terrific. But what does work is the rounds. You'll see we just had Watkins Glen. We're going to have Road Atlanta next week on the 20th. We're going to be there. I don't know how it's going to go for everyone. Hopefully it goes well. We'll find out if we have Embassy dominating again. But we're going to have an interview with the leader of just about every lap of the race. He won both races, and he's here for a bit of an interview now. How are you? Embassy, how are you doing? You won both races. Somehow. How did you do?
Good.
Yeah, how did you do it? What was your secret sauce?
Well, qualified pole in the first race was pretty simple from there, but then the second race just had a good start.
Yeah, there was a lot of people hitting each other in the back. But you cut that chicane in the first lap, did you not?
Maybe. Not badly, I think. Perhaps there was an advantage gained, but people can review the footage and report if necessary. I thought it was a cut. I cannot deny, but then I don't think I went too quickly over the chicane, so hopefully.
At the end of the day, you were still 12-20 seconds ahead of everyone else, so pretty dominant performance, Lewis Hamilton-esque almost. But yeah.
Yeah, it was a shame because the Greek boys, Rifler and Tony, didn't show up, so
yeah, they're meant to be
really push me.
Yeah, they're meant to be faster than some of the other people, maybe matching you a bit more. But it was important to score as many points as possible today because I'm not here next week, and if somebody else picks up 100 points next week, then I'm not going to be in the lead anymore. Yeah, your teammate had some problems, didn't he? He had a horrible first race.
He had quite a few problems. I think multiple crashes at the chicane. I think it's a difference in line and difference in pace through the corners.
Yeah.
I think he just overestimated the abilities of some of the others he was racing and and decided that he would drive into them. So yeah.
Oh well, you'll learn for next time. Thank you for your interview. I think that'll be us for tonight, Phil. Everyone's kind of cleared off. Happy or sad, we'll find out, I guess. But yeah, thank you very much for your interview. Cheer, bye. And that's it. That is the race over. I guess we'll see you next week in Road Atlanta with some more information on how the game works and probably some better streaming graphics because I don't have anything at the moment but the race schedule. So, thank you very much for watching all, I think there was 20 of you at one point, and I'll see you next Tuesday, the 20th of July. Put it in your